It's time for that all-important one-year trim. So we've come to Brik Squared Barbers in Nottingham, where Jonny is going to be helping me to sort all that out. So I've been growing this now for a year, so I'm looking now for an ultra-smart style, or at least as far as I can get with it.
Okay.
So what I want to be able to do, though, is to make sure I'm working with what I've got, rather than trying to force it into something that it won't do. So,
Yes.
sort of thing I was thinking of is that the upper half is, to do maybe like a straight line to a point, maybe something like that. Moustache, probably no change apart from just trim the ends, just to bring all the fizzly bits up. But the rest, I'd like to keep going with that.
Okay.
On this end, it's more tricky. I like. Obviously, again, smart if we can. So I do like pointy styles, but I don't know whether that would work. This guy here has the sort of thing I'm looking for. So sort of like a slightly long King George V look.
Yeah.
So full moustache, but coming to a point, but smart lines everywhere.
Okay.
The fear I have though is that losing length, I'll lose weight, and it might start to curl a bit.
Yeah, it could well do because it does look a little wavy.
Again, what do you think would work with this sort of hair?
With the first picture you showed me, the gent's beard is, I think, a lot thicker and fuller than yours. So not that yours is it's nowhere near like it's not thin as such, but it's not as thick and wiry as that guy's. It's a lot softer. It's a bit less like beard hair and a bit more like hair on someone's head, isn't it? With the wave that it's got. How long are you thinking? Are you wanting to keep it really long, or?
The important thing for me is the style, so I'll lose as much length as I need to get it into the style. So I was thinking maybe I want to lose 2 to 4 inches to get it to, but that's whatever you recommend. It seems to, the wave seems to kind of join up at various points.
Yeah,
so it might
there and there. Moustache-wise, you say you're quite happy with that at the moment?
Yeah, it's got a lot more growth to come in the middle, I think.
And is that what you'd like? Would you like it to come right from the middle out eventually?
That would be the plan, yes. Yeah, so it looks basically like this, guys.
Yeah, it's just getting there.
Yeah.
We could, if you wanted to, I don't know how you felt about it, you could maybe take out almost like a fingertip's worth there, just so you've got some lips in the middle of it, and then the rest of it can go out from there. Or it's whether you want it literally parted and take it all out.
I think last time I did that, I regretted it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So I think maybe I'll try keeping it as it is, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, were you saying you were thinking of taking it up to a point at the top here?
Yeah.
If we were to take it more of a straight line and take it to a point, so it met in a point at the back edge here, you'd have to sort of disconnect it from your hair and take it quite short at the bottom, and then as that grows out, it's not going to be very easy for you to maintain yourself, because you can shave to a certain point, but then what do you use to shave with at home? Do you use?
As I say, I just use that cordless tea trimmer. That's all I shave with. So
right, okay.
So it's I can zero gap.
Yeah, okay. So if you've got cordless, so you'd be able to put the line in and get it down to that point again.
Yeah.
But then it's whether you'd be confident then blending that through into your hair. Because if your hair's at 1, you're either going to end up with a line disconnecting your hair from your beard, where the where the outline is cut through into this point, or you're going to have to sort of flick it out to fade it into your hair. So it's.
I think I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
So, no, of course not. No, not at all. No.
Let's try and see how it goes.
When I do it, then I'll sort of explain to you sort of roughly how you can go about trying to blend that through yourself. If we take, say, an inch or so, inch and a half off it to begin with.
Yeah. That's good.
We would. Yeah, try and where are we? Sort of angle it in somewhere around there to begin with, just so we lose some of this through here and make it tidier and not as wispy through these sides. And then we can angle that bottom off and see how we feel about it.
Yep. Okay.
Sounds alright?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Take some of these sides off, and then once I've done a little bit, if you want to sit up and have a little look at it and see how you're feeling, and then, like I say, we can just do it little by little and end up at the point where we're happy. To get that point, we're still going to need to take a decent bit off through these sides, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, I've got it. It's about there at the moment on this drop down the back. So we could try and angle that in first without taking it to a real point and see how we get on, and then
do it gradually. That's good.
We could try and angle it a little bit more, so it came down to a bit more of a point if you wanted, and still try not to lose much more out on the sides.
Actually, I rather like it like that, but it doesn't look very hugely different from what it was. It probably does, doesn't it? It's actually quite a change.
Yeah, it's a lot less. It is a lot less square, and we can still tidy it up more. At the moment, I was just trying to
get the general
find
shape,
the shape, and then we can still clean it up a bit more as well. This can all be a lot cleaner, and then up through the top here, I'll take it a bit shorter from sort of here upwards, especially sort of around here, and clean up all this back edge and the top and everything, and then maybe take off some of the stragglers down through the sides as well. Just trying to get the shape right, but without losing too much of your thickness as well. See you later, Peter. Do you want a literal straight line, or do you want it to sort of come and curve into it a little? Or you should be able to follow either or, but it's just whether you prefer one or the other.
Yeah, I think whatever looks sharpest to me is
So with your outliners, if you have them turned down to put the line in, and then if you then use them more if they were actual clippers and have a bit of a seesaw, and you can go sort of up the sides and just flick them a little bit, and it will soften this transition between your beard and your hair that you've had to, where you put the line through it.
Is that with a guide on, or just
with it off to begin with?
Okay,
this is 1/16 of an inch, which is a half.
Yeah.
So then if you've got that on it, you can then do the same sort of thing again and just try and flick that bit out a little bit. And then you can go down to your number one, which will be 1/8.
Right.
and try and soften that bit as well. And it just takes.
So basically, you're tapering up the hair as well as the sideburns.
Yeah. Yeah. So sort of if you'd have tapered the beard into your hair, sort of doing what you would do if the beard was still there, but just to soften this line rather than it being a really harsh transition between the two. As you get closer to the line you put in with the zero gap of the outline, is just make smaller and smaller movements, so again you don't end up too far up.
Okay. I recognise myself as a character on The Simpsons, actually.
How do you? Which one's that?
It's one of the guys in the old folks home, you know, with
where Grandpa is.
Yeah.
So you can accentuate, if you put some balm on, you can accentuate that point as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it doesn't. It's not so pointy that it's very thin, is it? It's got it's kept some of the thickness.
Yeah.
Good service. People are acting heroically, getting there and start sleeping at the night to make certain that.
Yeah, that looks a bit like the bold rebel style I was aiming at.
Just a longer version of the picture. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks really smart. Do you ever use not I'm suggesting you do, but do you ever use a cutthroat on that kind of thing?
I don't personally myself. My colleagues do, but I tend to use the foil shavers instead, so it still gets it nice, clean and short.
So as you can see, the style I've ended up with is that bold rebel look that we talked about a week or two back, with the quite long but fairly pointed main beard with sharp lines and a full moustache. I'm totally delighted with it myself. It's just what I was looking for, you know, keeping most of the length and therefore most of the weight, but making it really as smart as it can get at that length. I'm totally delighted with it. Maybe you might feel differently, but I'm sure you'll let me know one way or t'other. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Take care now.